Hello and welcome back to another Warcraft news video. So I'm back from Iceland and quite a lot of stuff actually happened in the whole World of Warcraft news spectrum. Of course, nothing in-game happened because that would be ridiculous. But we've got a bunch of cool stuff. There's some new cinematics that got released. We've also got some collector's edition weirdness, which is just weird. Then we've also got some stuff about healing, Fury Warriors, and yeah, just things to talk about. So let's just get into it and talk about the cinematics. They have released a bunch of cinematics that take place during the Warlords of Draenor leveling. I'm not going to show them, don't worry, no spoilers, but in fact, you know, I'm not even going to recommend that you see them because it's the sort of thing where I get a lot out of these because I've already played through these zones and I know the story. If you see these out of context, no, it'll be very confusing, very strange, you won't know what the hell's going on, and I think a lot of the impact will be lost on you. But with all that said, I just want to make a few points. So, first of all, the actual fidelity of these things is just vastly increased over what they were previously able to do. Of course, that is, a large part of that is to do with new models, which really hold up great. Especially, I'd say, like, Ural is fantastic looking with the facial animation-y expression things. So that worked quite well. Khadgar is looking great. I wasn't so sure how the human male model would hold up, but it does hold up quite good. In terms of other people, Durotan and just the orcs in general, I think the orc facial expressions are just perfectly nailed. They're excellent. And yeah, overall, just the fidelity of everything is great. They've definitely got some new lighting going on, and they do add a lot of kind of effects on top of the base game stuff. But I've just got to say, really well done in that regard. Then also in terms of voice acting, the cinematics really do just benefit from not shit voice acting, which is a bit strange in World of Warcraft because typically we get shit voice acting. Well, okay, we get shit writing more than we get shit voice acting, but we get pretty bad levels of both. However, Warlords just seems to have magically fixed those two problems, so maybe they just decided to up their game or something like that. But yeah, and then in terms of other things, I suppose the cinematics do a great job with the music as well, and all just plays together to make these excellent cinematics that I can tell you fit amazingly with the zones. They emphasize the exact right moments. It's just great. I just can't wait to see how people react to all this stuff once they actually play it in-game. Now, it's a bit interesting that Blizzard decided to release all of these. They said that they were going to be data mined anyway, and they wanted people to be able to watch them in a way where they kind of would get a lot of spoiler warning. That has certainly happened, but I think by doing it officially, on balance, I'd say a net of like more people in total will probably have been spoiled than if it had have just been released by the community, because even places like MMO Champion and Wowhead will put up spoiler warnings or stuff like that. So yeah, honestly, maybe they were trying to just get a little bit more hype built up or something. Also, patch 6.0 has been put onto the background downloading feature of your Battle.net app. This basically means 2 to 3 weeks before this patch comes out. So, I mean, hey, that's pretty cool. It's 15 gigabytes, though generally what happens is that the download size will be larger than the install size, and a lot of those things will hopefully be cleaned up when your install actually happens. So hey, that's good news. 6.0 is definitely coming quite soon.
So we actually have one more thing. A few minutes after I finished recording the video, they announced the various rewards that we're going to be getting for the BlizzCon virtual ticket. Of course, people who actually go to BlizzCon themselves will get these as well. So for World of Warcraft, you will get the Gromlock pet. It is a Grommash Hellscream Murloc. It is kind of, well, a little bit more adorable than its namesake. Pretty cool. Next, there is a Hearthstone card back, which is looking, if I must say, rather StarCrafty. Legacy of the Void, Then for StarCraft 2, we get portraits and a decal, so that's pretty cool. Now, the portrait is actually of Hierarch Artanis, which, again, you know, maybe they're going to be poking towards the Protoss expansion for the game. At least that's what all these things are saying to me. Next up for Diablo 3, we actually get something that is extremely bloody cool. We get transmogs. 6 different transmog weapons that will fit the various classes that are basically all themed of Warlords of Draenor. I've got to say, these things look absolutely brilliant. Really happy to see that. Then finally, for Heroes of the Storm, you'll get a Nexus mount and portrait. Of course, that's a mount that you can use in-game, and it's kind of all cyberish, which I think is pretty cool. Also, the portrait looks very Protoss-ish with the eyes, and yeah, I don't know, maybe there's a subtle hint going on there, Legacy of the Void, maybe not, but certainly I think it's pretty cool.
Let's move on to the next topic. This is wholly bizarre, in my opinion. So, a lot of people have been wondering what's going on with the Collector's Edition. As always, there's a physical Collector's Edition. I will be picking one up, as I always do with World of Warcraft. But, of course, I did pre-order Warlords for the level 90 boost so I could do the video on it and all that stuff. I didn't pre-order the special edition or anything like that, just the basic one. And I was wondering, what's going to happen? I already own the game. How, what's it going to be like when I apply my Collector's Edition code to my account? What the hell's going to go on? Surely it would make sense that you would be either, like, refunded the difference, or there would be some little thing there where you don't kind of end up paying twice. Well, no, Blizzard's. Fuck's sake, Blizzard. They've done something extremely stupid. It's probably the easy way out, but it's really dumb. So essentially what happens is you, once you get your Collector's Edition, you apply its code to your account, then you contact customer support, who will give you a fresh code for Warlords of Draenor that you can give to a friend. So, no, just give me an extra month, please. It would save everyone time. It would be very easy to implement automatically. You wouldn't need to generate new codes and involve your customer support. This just makes no sense. I mean, are they trying to just get people to give codes to their friends to get more people to play? Because, I mean, that doesn't... I don't know if that makes much sense, because, I mean, how many people are really going to be buying these collector's editions? I'm sure many, but just the whole thing's bizarre and strange, and even on Twitter, just looking at the various, community people and stuff, everyone was just saying, what the hell, Blizzard? This makes no sense. This is dumb. Give us a free month or something to make up the difference in the cash value, or free time, or just not free. Obviously, it would have been stuff we already paid for. Yeah, very strange what they've done there with the Collector's Edition, but I suppose I just thought it was worth relaying that to you in case you are in a similar position to me, where you already have it on your account, but you want to get the physical Collector's Edition. You will essentially be paying twice for the expansion, but you will get an extra key to give to someone. So overall, it's just very dumb, in my opinion. Okay, so with the main two topics covered, let's just cover some of the smaller things. First of all, we've got healing. Now, they made a blog post to address some of the concerns about Warlords healing. A lot of people are frankly kind of terrified that it's going to be like early Cataclysm. Basically, the problem with early Cataclysm was that, pro decision making was punished heavily and mana regen was very low. In Warlords, however, they've said that this is going to be hopefully a bit better. What they want is a kind of mid-ground between the Cataclysm way of doing things. So they still want your decisions to matter, but they also, they don't want it to be like the crazy spam healing of Miss Pandaria. But of course, they want to avoid the Cataclysm problems. So what they've said is that mana regen is in fact at a base level much higher in Warlords, and that they're doing some things. So I just thought it was worth relaying that. If you want to check out the full post, then you can either see it on the screen or click on a button somewhere, probably in the description of this video. So there's that. Now, next we've got another post. It's about Fury Warriors, and I've got to say I do feel rather vindicated. So, I made my Fury Warrior video saying, blah blah blah, I don't like this spec, I don't like how RNG plays out, especially because of the way that you need to save up your RNG generated things for Colossus Smash, and just in general how I felt that Colossus Smash sucked life out of the rest of the rotation. Some people agreed, some people disagreed, and as it turns out, Blizzard basically said that they're removing Colossus Smash from Fury. They're not sure exactly how they're going to do things, but they're going to be iterating on the build and stuff like that. But basically, they don't like Colossus Smash because it felt like, if you're a Fury Warrior, you should be some mad bastard who's just, completely beating the crap out of things and not pulling resources and waiting. That was what I described as sucking the life out of the rest of the rotation, so they don't want that to happen. And yeah, I'm glad that they've done that. I'll certainly check out Fury again. I know the beta has updated since I've been gone, so maybe those changes are in, maybe they're not. I haven't frankly checked, but I thought it was worth telling everyone that Fury is definitely getting a second look at by Blizzard. And this is great. This is definitely great. I hope they don't, murder the spec, though. That would suck. So, we'll just have to see how it goes, I suppose. I mean, I'm a bit worried for Warriors, honestly. I don't think Arms is particularly interesting, though I do love all the talent choice. The same went for Fury. Prot is Prot, and then apparently Gladiator stance is actually doing really good for DPS at the minute, so I'll definitely have to check that out as well. Anyway, so there was one final other thing that Blizzard posted about, and it was Tarn Mill versus South Shore. So originally this was going to be a 40 versus 40 battleground. No, a 100 versus 100 battleground. That's no longer the case. It's 40 versus 40. Now here's the thing, right? I suppose a lot of people are maybe going to be disappointed by this or something, but 100 versus 100 is just bad gameplay. I've been in Ashran when it's been at full population and everyone has been in the lane. It's crap. 40 or 100 versus 100, it's so big that everything is boiled down to this big homogenized gloop of action bars. It's impossible to target things. It's just an absolute pain in the arse. So I think 40 versus 40 is going to be a far more playable experience for the Tarn Mill versus South Shore Battleground. And honestly, if you're the sort of person who wants team deathmatches to be a thing in Warlords of Draenor, or just in World of Warcraft in general for Battlegrounds, then you should be happy about this. Because the better playing the Tarn Mill versus South Shore is, then the more chance more people are going to play it for longer, and then if Blizzard see that happen, then they might think to themselves, hey, maybe these team deathmatch battlegrounds have actually got something going for them. Anyway, that is basically it for today's show. Lots of interesting stuff, I think. Really happy to hear about Fury Warriors and, of course, the healing stuff. But mainly, the cinematics are just so cool. Don't watch them because you want to see them properly. But I just needed to say that they're so good and they fit in so well with the story. So that's awesome. And then, of course, weirdness with the collector's edition. Very much weirdness, but hey, that is what has really went on within the last few days of World of Warcraft news. So if you enjoyed the show, please leave any comments you might have down in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.